Wow.
Tyler Milliken is about to give everyone 3 non-nerd reasons why the Red Sox are worth watching, why you should want to tune in to the Red Sox at this moment in time. They're hot right now. They've got a winning streak. They won again last night. They've had some success in the last week against good teams. So, Milliken, let's hear it.
Do you want me to go one by one or shoot them all?
Same freaking thing.
Let's go one by one. Reason number one.
Number one, I'm not going to talk about the pitching. Everyone knows that it's been a strength for them all year. The thing outside the defense I think everyone has kind of complained about is the offense. Where have they been at? Well, since making a big change about a month ago in that Rays series where they swept, where they've kind of changed the way they work with the hitters, it's now one-on-one meetings. Their offense in the month of June, first in batting average, 291, first in OBP, fourth in runs scored. Offense, they're hitting.
Non-nerd statistics. Love it.
She's got 2 more to go.
Love
here.
it.
She's got 2 more to go.
Batting average. You know how much that pains Milliken to have to give you a batting average statistic?
Throwing up in the
batting average. Why don't you tell us RBIs? Yeah, you know, I mean,
86, they're fifth.
Wow, he's even willing to mention RBIs. Wow. Okay. Woo. All right, reason number one, the offense is clicking the last month. They're hitting the ball. They're getting out there, scoring runs.
Ball's in play.
They grinded one out last night, 4-3.
And their hottest hitter, Ceddanne Rafaela.
Is that reason two? Or is that reason one?
He's part of reason two.
Okay, part of reason two. Let's move on to number two.
So number two, is this the fastest Red Sox team we've ever seen? Right now, they lead the AL in stolen bases with 71. Last time they did that, 1935. They led the AL in stolen bases.
Okay, so action on the bases.
That's it. And who's at the center? Jarren Duran, Ceddanne Rafaela, and David Hamilton. Hamilton, who leads your team with 18 right now, which is a crazy thought because there was no one who wanted him on this team even a month ago. And they also lead all of MLB in triples, with Jarren Duran leading the way in that department.
Oh, your Twitter would tell us that.
Yeah.
That's
I don't want to
sure.
watch. I don't want to see triples because I don't want to see your nipples.
You're going to see people running, and that's what Alex Cora said he wanted all these years. He wanted to be like the best teams in baseball, athletic. Well, guess what? This young core, they're doing that.
Ta-da.
These guys are fast.
Look at him go. That reminds me of Big Poppy when he used to round second and put his head down. Thought he got faster.
You're hitting, you're running, we know you can pitch. Those are three pretty great things to be at. But what's the last thing you need? Stakes, right? Well, tonight with the win, the Red Sox would reach a 5-game winning streak that would tie their season high from the first week of the season before everything went wrong. They'd also tie their season high of 5 games over 500. Then you start to look around and realize what's been going on in the AL playoff race. The Royals have scuffled, losing 2 in a row. You are now only 2.5 back of the second wild card, 2 games of the third wild card, and the team behind you, the second closest to a wild card spot, is the Blue Jays. They're 3.5 games behind you now. So it is really you competing for that wild card race. The Blue Jays are falling out of it. You win tonight, you can really push them back 6.5 of a wild card spot. It'll be you versus those other 3 teams to see who can get into the playoffs.
They're in it. There's something to watch for.
It'd be number 3 for me.
Their aggressiveness on the base paths is fun.
It's like they get a guy. They have 3 guys where they get a guy on first and they're on second.
It's the 9-1-2. It's Ceddanne Rafaela, Jarren Duran, David Hamilton, back to back to back, and they're just abusing teams.
Yeah, but like for them to be in it, that would get me in it. Like to be potentially having a shot to be a relevant team. Because if you're sub 500, you're 500, and you're out. You're 15 games out of first. It's just not a draw. No matter how entertaining, it's got to be the number 3 for me.
Well, they're
In fact,
4
you're,
games
you're in
over
striking
500.
distance. Yeah, well, I know that now, but I'm just saying for the most part, they were the joke of their podcast was they're the 500 Red Sox. They're always a 500 team.
And this is their time to keep building. The next 13 games are against teams under 500. You are now above that, so there's no reason you can't kind of build this up. And if you can get to 7, 8, or 9, and Craig Breslow, say what you will, he is saying he does not want to walk the middle line of buying and selling. He wants to make a decision on one side or the other. I think the best case for the Red Sox, they're not going to straight out buy, but maybe you do get him to buy and sell. You need to prove yourself because I can tell just from those quotes, they're leaning selling there. You have to prove yourself right now. This is it. This is your season.
That's where the investment for me comes. Like, is the organization actually invested in the season? Because if you go on a nice little run here and you're athletic and fun on the base pass and all that stuff, and then we get to the deadline and you sell off a bunch of pieces, even if you're having a a really nice season so far. As a fan, how are you supposed to be invested in the team? Right? Like, don't you want to see ownership actually invest in this team?
You're
And if
talking
they're
to me August
overachieving-
1st? That's what you're saying?
If the plan is, and the rumors are still out there, that they're going to sell at the deadline leading up to this, and that there's no way they're going to buy and add to this group, then yeah. Yes.
This is where you're going to decide it. You have to push and you keep winning. You have a shot to do that. 2 weeks ago, when you were looking at the Phillies and Yankees back to back, I think most people would have said, well, that's where the decision will be made for you. Well, guess what? They've made it way beyond that. You're now looking at the trade deadline, and arguably, they're pushing way above what anybody thought they would be at. You're getting Wilyer Abreu back this week. Tristan Casas the week after that. The offense is doing this kind of damage. If they can just sustain or come close with their pitching, there's no reason they can't find a way to be in this race.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.